My name is Jason Jelly Roll D. Ford. I grew up in Antioch, Tennessee. It's kind of right south of Nashville. I was born here my whole life. When the Titans came here in the late 90s, my father took me down to Memphis because that's where the first season was, and we watched the opening game. I think it was against the Oakland Raiders, and it was 140 degrees. It was miserable. I was still fat then, so it sucked really bad. I grew up right here in Nashville, Tennessee. When the Titans came here in the late 90s, my whole family had a meeting at the table and said, we have a local team to cheer for finally, and that's who we're cheering for. And I was excited, of course, because it was a big deal in the city. I always reference the Titans coming here was the moment this started going from a town to a city. I'll never forget it because it was something for this city. At this time, this city was smaller than Columbus, Ohio. So as a point of perspective, this was a really small town. So for us to have something, so this was a really, really big deal for the locals. It's been really cool to be able to come back here and talk to the Titans a couple times and just to be family with the organization.
One of the standards that we try to instill here across the board, from our locker room to our ticket office, is passion. And Jelly Roll is unquestionably passionate.
Man, I love y'all. I'll be here this season as much as I can. Y'all know I'm traveling the world, but I'm tightened up every single day, man. Thank y'all for letting me speak to y'all.
And we also ask our people to be low ego, and he's that too. He's just so quick to help serve his community, just not seem to be thinking about himself much, more about what he can give and what he can offer. And I think that when the Tennessee Titans, anyone from our locker room to our ticket office, again, is at our best, living out that standard, that's who we want to be and who we are, and I think that's Jelly Roll to a T.
Having him around the building, the morale instantly goes up. You know, he's super easy to talk to. He loves the Titans, you know, loves the city of Nashville.
Being a local kid that sat up in the 300 sections and had to scalp tickets after the game started because they were cheaper early, to be able to go from that and to have the kind of success in my career that the organization has opened to me and that we've all kind of become buddies, and it's even deeper now. I actually have some real friends on this team, so it's really cool.
Mississippi Heat. What's up, big dog? I love you, big baby. So good to see you in your hometown. You've done so much for my hometown. I had to come see yours.
Jeffery Simmons is the kind of guy that'll show up for you. And I wanted to show up for him. I have watched what he's doing for Jeff Simmons Day down there every year online. And he was telling me about his community day. And he's like, yeah, I do it every year. And he was glowing about it, y'all. Like this big, beastly bear of a man that kills quarterbacks for a living was like smiling and glowing, like blushing almost about how excited he was. He was like, this year, and he was like all fired up about what he was doing. He didn't ask me for anything. He was just like genuinely just like kid-like excited about what he was doing for his community. And I was like, what day is it? He told me the day, and I put it in my calendar. I said, dude, I'm coming. I'll be there for sure, man. I'll support you the same way you've always supported us.
Y'all don't know, man. This means so much to me for Jelly Roll to come down to a small town like Mississippi. My dog.
Yo, what's up, Mississippi? See how much love Jeff gets there? I mean, Jeff Simmons is like the mayor of Macon. You know what I mean? It's literally, they're gonna have a statue of Jeff Simmons in Macon, Mississippi one day for sure. Yo, also, Jeff, I want you to know we talked to the mayor. We're gonna sponsor a $20,000 splash pad here. We're gonna call it the Simmons Family Splash Pad. We're gonna put a little water park here for the people, and we're gonna cut that same check to your foundation as well, because we know what you do with it. It was the coolest, one of the coolest things I've ever been a part of, man. I'm so damaged beyond repair, life in shatter. Thank y'all for having us, Mississippi. Me and Jeff are already talking about doing more, bigger, way broader. Next year doing it even bigger in Macon. This year doing everything even bigger in Nashville, Tennessee. You are the face of this franchise. Your heart is so big. I seen that when I came down to Macon, Mississippi and met your family and seen how much you've done for that little community you're from. And I know how much you do in this city, and you don't ask for pictures for it. You don't tell people you do it. You just quietly go and move. And I get to be the one to tell you in front of all these people that you were picked to be the Walter Payton Man of the Year for 3 years in a row.
Wow.
You earned this more than anybody I've ever seen. It's no coincidence that Jeff Simmons has been our Walter Payton Man of the Year. He has a heart for people. He has a heart for his community back in Mississippi, but he also has a big heart for Nashville. I was encouraged by him being a guy from somewhere else that felt that much of a responsibility to give back to Nashville, that our friendship kind of birthed from benevolence, just us kind of having giving spirits and giving hearts and being from similar places and knowing what it's like not to have and wanting to help. When I first got to meet Jeff Simmons, I had spoke to the Titans that day, and I'd met him once or twice, but briefly. And I'd spoke about the juvenile hall. And I also want to encourage y'all to reach out to the city. That juvenile that's right there next to y'all stadium, we run a program. I would love to host a few of y'all to come and talk to the kids and spread a little love, man. It would mean a lot to the city personally. Jeff Simmons stood straight up, was the first one to meet me at the door and said, man, I would be honored to come hang out with y'all and the kids at juvenile.
He a kid, man. He's 16, bro. You shouldn't have to carry him around, man.
You know, hear Jellero's story that Jellero actually was in the same detention center. You know, I think he said 3 years, and for him to be in this detention center and be able to come back, you know, I'm sure that means the world to these kids.
Now, I don't know if y'all know this about Big Jeff Simmons, but he really is a leader in that locker room. And once you get Big Jeff Simmons on board for something, it is an avalanche of the team that will follow.
I mean the world to these people who work in this building. Some of these people have been working here for 20 years. So just to see that and to invite us to be able to let us partner with him to be able to come here.
It was really cool to see that it went from a couple of guys and Jeff Simmons to like having so many guys try to show up we couldn't fit them all in juvenile.
I had heard this story that that Jellero had said that he was staying in the only cell in that facility that could see into the stadium during the Music City Miracle. And going up into that area with him and wandering into the place where he had stayed, it was absolutely true. It was the only corner that could see into the stadium. It's an honor to serve this community with him and to just have him involved in this team.
You know, it means a lot, especially for me, with a big name like Jellero. You know, I never thought I'd be in the same room as Jellero, especially in a situation like this. You know, trying to motivate and trying to help kids get their life back on right. So, you know, the relationship, you know, especially with him coming to the football facility, you know, he's a big Titans fan, and, you know, we appreciate him.
This is local, thick and thin, no matter what. This represents us. These are our Tennessee Titans. I was just walking into this room and I looked at a picture of the development of the new Nissan Stadium, and I got goosebumps, y'all. This is gonna be so big for the Titans and so big for our city, so big for our state. We finally have a huge indoor, beautiful stadium being built, multi-purpose. Obviously, it's the home of our Tennessee Titans, but it is gonna be built and made for music as well and other events. Obviously, I'm biased. Bucket list dream scenario for me is I get to be the first artist to play the new Nissan Stadium. I'm sure every other mainstream country artist in the world's fighting for that same thing, but respectfully, none of them are from here. I'm from here. I should be able to open it. I don't feel entitled to it. I'll play it whenever they let me, but if I got an opportunity to open it, it would be nothing short of a dream come true, man. And what a poetic story, you know?
Like, not only am I performing in my hometown to a sold-out stadium that I've been coming to my entire life.
In 30 years, my daughter will be taking her son to the new Nissan Stadium and telling her son stories about how her and his grandfather had to sit and watch the games outside in the rain. You know, that's crazy, man. It's that's the part of it I think about the most. Just like I'll be able to tell my grandchildren stories of me and their great-grandfather watching it at the old stadium, and then I'll have memories with both of my children at the new stadium and my grandchildren at the new stadium. It's going to be generational, man. This is really big for us.